Good day, everyone. Welcome to the message from our Friend Day service. Now, if you're watching this, you're not in our service live with us, and we have some special things going on in our service. We've invited all our friends, and we have some special songs and different things that we're doing. And don't worry, later on today or tomorrow, we'll videotape those when we do it, and we'll get them online so that you can share in them too. Now, if you happen to be my friend and have ever went golfing with me, it's quite an adventure. So I would ask you, if you've seen me golf, what do you think it would take to improve my golf game? And I know it's something to behold. Would it take more practice? Would it take lessons? You would probably say it would take a miracle to improve my golf game. I would say maybe a little bit of prayer. What if I just decide I want to practice all the time and spend money and go golfing as often as I can, but I don't really try to improve my game? I just hope that it gets better. What if I'm not doing everything that I can? I know there's things I can do to improve it, but I just choose not to. What if I say I'm happy where my golf game's at? Would you judge me? If I'm just happy where I'm at, do you judge me for just only doing what I want to do? I don't know. But what if I do want to get better? What if I want to take my golf game to the next level? Am I willing? What if I'm willing to do just about everything? Go see a golf pro every week, go to the driving range when I'd rather be golfing. What if I do all these things and retool my swing and do all the things to get better? But the golf pro says there's one more thing I need to do. I need to get rid of all my bad habits that I developed over the years. Most of us, that's what stands in the way from getting our golf swing better. We don't want to get rid of the bad habits that we have. We just want to add new things to make it better. And so most of us are willing to do just about anything, but not quite everything. See, that's what happens with me and God and with a lot of us. We want to get to the next level, but we're just not willing to get rid of the bad habits. We want to add new things. We want to try all these things, but some of the things that stand in between us and God, we just do not want to get rid of because we're comfortable with them. It's not that God makes rules for us and says you can and can't. It's just that there are these things that just get in the way when we want to be closer to God. John chapter 10 verse 10 says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly." Jesus said that he came to this earth so that we may have life abundantly. Now, what he means is he wants to take our lives to the next level, make us everything that we can be, everything that we can hope to be. Now, we've had this series for the last month on prayer and talked about how prayer can help us, how prayer is for everyone. It's for regular people. It's just talking to God and listening to God. And we talked about how prayer should be a priority, that if it's just talking to God and listening to God, then every important decision, every time we get in the car, every time we do something that we're nervous about, every time we do something we can offer up to God a prayer, and then it can improve our lives. That's what we believe. Now, fasting is what I'm going to talk about today. To take our prayer life and our relationship with God to the next level, fasting is one thing that we can do. Now, I know what you're thinking. Fasting, that sounds kind of harsh. And now a lot of people do partial fast today just for their health, but this isn't fasting just for health reasons. This is fasting to get closer to God. This can help take us to the next level. It's not just for super spiritual people. It's not just for people who go to church 7 days a week. It's for anybody that wants to improve their prayer life. Now, prayer is like reaching out after the unseen, trying to take hold of things that you can't see. Fasting is letting go of the things we can see and that are temporary. I'm going to give 3 little tips today, 3 little things that I've gathered from learning about fasting. Number 1, we fast because the body is weak. Romans 7:14 through 20 says this, "For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am of the flesh, sold into slavery under sin. I do not understand my own actions, for I do not do what I want, but I do the very thing I hate. Now, if I do what I do not want, I agree that the law is good. But in fact, it is no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells within me. For I know that the good does not dwell within me, that is, in my flesh. For the desire to do good lies close at hand, but not the ability. For I do not do the good I want, but the evil I do not want is what I do. Now, if I do what I do not want, it is no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells within me." Who can relate to that? I know I can. You see, there's little things like I want to be healthy. I know to be healthy I need to eat better. I want to be in shape, but But I know to be in shape, I have to exercise more. Yet, I do not eat healthy and I do not exercise. I do not do the things that I want to do. And the things I do not want to do, like eat unhealthy foods, sit on the couch, those are the things that I do. You know, a definition for addiction is the pattern of doing something you really don't want to do, or not doing something that you really do want to do. That's addiction. Why do we do that? Why are we like that? Why do we have this problem of not being able to do what we want? One of the reasons is that a lot of people believe we're tripart beings. And what do I mean by that? I mean, us as people, we're made up of three parts. One of them is the body, one of them is the soul, and one of them is the spirit. The body, you can figure out, it's the thing you can see and touch and feel, and it's right here. The soul is your mind and your conscience and your personality and everything that ties together and makes you, you. The spirit is the part of us, inside of us, that connects to God. Now see, here's the problem. The body, this thing that we can see and feel and touch, because we can see it and understand it and feel it and touch in it, we tend to let our bodies and our emotions rule our hearts and everything else about us. But the body is weak. The body makes us the things we do not want to do, we do. The things we want to do, we do not want to do. The body is what makes me not exercise when I know I should. The body is what craves the bad food when I know I shouldn't eat it. The body is the weak point. When we fast, when we go without food, we do that so that we weaken the body and it doesn't rule us. See, starving the weakest part of who we are, the body, makes more room for God. See, you starve the bad, you feed the good. Going without food helps us connect with God better, because we can take that time, we can put it to God. We fast because the body is weak. The second thing is fasting is about more than food. We think about fasting and we always think about food first, but you can fast from anything that is used to provide escape, comfort, pleasure, or relief. Phones, we can fast from phones, Netflix, TikTok, podcasts. We can fast from conservative talk shows, liberal talk shows, game shows, these things that we like, soap operas, shows you have seen 50 times already, yet you just have to watch over and over again to be comfortable. See, these things are not bad. It's just only you know if they've become a problem for you. If you do them so much, or you have them so much, or you use them as a crutch, that they're bad for you. I challenge you, if you have a cell phone, turn it off for a day, stick it in a drawer so you can't see it and wonder where it's at, and just leave it off for the whole entire day. See how you feel. See if it helps you. I bet it's going to help you. This thing that's not bad, this thing that's good, your phone, it just takes over. You feel like you have to have it. You feel like you have to see it all the time. Try one full day. See what it's like. Go without Netflix or a TV for a whole week. Do you really need it? Does it really do something in your life that you need? No, but we do it all the time. Try to go a week without Netflix, or the TV, or even the internet if you don't need it for your job. See how you feel after. See if you really need it, or if it's just there. Now, for me, food is an important one. I know fasting is about more than food, but food is hard for me to give up. It reveals things in me when I give up food that, like, well, I'm just snapping at people because I'm hangry or whatever it is. But the fact is that if you get hangry, angry when you're hungry, then it's inside of you and it wants to come out. Fasting helps reveal these things. But there's other things besides food. Podcasts and music. I know every day I get up and I shower, and what I do when I'm taking a shower is I listen to a podcast while I'm in there. What I do when I get in the car and I'm driving to somewhere and I got time to kill, I put in a podcast or I put in music. These things are good. They are not bad. But the way I use them, sometime you could say I could do without them. What happens when for some reason I don't have my phone and I don't listen to a podcast in the shower? I often pray, because I'm getting rid of the thing that my body craves and I have more time for prayer. What happens when I get in the car and I know I need to pray for someone, and for some reason I just don't listen to music or don't whatever? I have more time to pray. Now, I often say everyone could stand to pray a little bit more, and I know that I could. And we say we don't have time and we're busy and we're all this and yada, yada, yada. But if I get rid of these things that have a hold on me and I fast from them, I have more time to do that, because fasting is about more than food. And the last one is fasting is between you and God. Now, I know we can fast as a church or a family or a city, and that's a group of people fasting. And I would say that in that case, it's between you people that are fasting and God. In other words, you don't do this great thing and let everyone else know about it because you want them to think you're awesome because you're doing this noble fasting thing. That's not the way it works. It's between you and God. And don't look so pathetic when you go without food or out your phone or without whatever you're addicted to and show everybody, oh, I'm such a martyr because I'm going without this. No, fasting is between you and God. It's to take you to the next level. It's to make you more in tune with God. It's so that God can help you live life to the fullest. Fasting is between you and God. John chapter 8, 31 through 36 says this. Then Jesus said to the Jews who had believed in him, "If you continue in my word, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free." They answered him, "We are descendants of Abraham and have never been slaves to anyone. What do you mean by saying you will be made free?" Jesus answered them, "Very truly, I tell you, everyone who commits sin is a slave to sin. The slave does not have a permanent place in the household. The son has a place there forever. So if the Son makes you free, you will be free indeed." What does this mean? Jesus is not saying, do good things and you're a good person. Do bad things and you're a bad person. So do good things. He's saying that you don't have to be stuck doing those things. If we really believe that Jesus died for our sins, then we don't have to be a slave to sin. Doing those things we do not want to do and not doing the things that we do want to do. Do you see the difference? Every rule or commandment or anything that God teaches us, it's not about shaming us. It's not about us shaming other people that can't follow these rules. It's about helping us to live life to the full and not being stuck. It's still work. It's still hard, but you can do it. And it's not just about you trying harder to not do bad things. It's about making more room for God so that he can work through you. Let him carry you. Now, on March 24th, we're going to baptize people in our service. You might want to know, well, who gets baptized? Is it children, is it adults, whoever it is? We believe in a believer's baptism, where when you decide that you believe that you were born a sinner and that Jesus came to this earth and died for our sins and rose again, and that you want to give him your life so that he can help you live a better life, you can be baptized. Now, we don't believe that when you're baptized, it saves you and makes you go to heaven someday. We believe that baptism is symbolism. It's a sign to everyone else of what's already happening in your heart. Now, what a better time when we just read this passage in John to talk about it. That when you get baptized, you're showing people that you believe you're a sinner and you go under the water and you die to sin. And when you come out of the water, you're showing that because of Jesus, you are free indeed. Thank you.